And if I say that my happiness is not in my hand, I can never be happy. The day I say my happiness lies within me, and if I start taking responsibility, and I may do 100 things. Yeah, I am Sri Mulugund. I am been with corporates for about 3 decades now, and I am also a certified yoga instructor, and I've been exposed to several meditation, and of course, I'm also a certified coach, and I also coach executives on various things. Over a period of time, I realized one of the things which can really help humankind is just start doing things with awareness, with choice. That is where the mindfulness comes into picture. And after going through several forms of meditation and what is relevant today, I realized one thing which can help everyone on this earth is mindfulness. And when I say mindfulness, it is not it is not some concept or anything like that. It is just doing things with awareness, simple awareness. For example, if I'm talking to you now, what is the best thing I can do? Probably I have two choices. Probably I can start seeing the phone, or think of something and talk to you, or I can just be completely available for Sonali. That's all. So what happens when I'm completely available for whatever I do? It can be simplest things on the earth. The quality will increase multifold. One thing is the quality of whatever we do. It can be sweeping floor, it can be drinking a cup of tea, or it can be walking. The quality will increase multifold. Second thing is all our energies will focus to one point. Then if we go a little deeper into it, deeper aspect of it, we will not have stress. The stress comes only when we think about past or future. Like, when we say past, we regret. When we think of future, it is all anxiety. But when you try to live in that present moment, so many people talk about living in present moment. But the reality is the only way we do it is the only way we can do it is by practice, by remembering it. Simple. So I'm talking to you. I don't have to worry about anything. I'm just completely available. So like this, we start doing things. People will get out of stress. People will do things out of choice. The quality will increase. The quality of life will increase. Everything we will get, because being born as human beings, we all have tremendous powers. To trap that power, the only way is being conscious, being mindful. Uh, Going a little back to neuroscience, what happens is the brain, by the time we are 8 years, 10 years old, we are all programmed in our lives. And we carry this program for entire life. We live in autopilot mode. So we don't see reality. We don't accept things in life. And so, see, any situation I give it to you, we have that intelligence within us to see what is the best thing we can do. Every moment of life, we have two choices, whether to accept that moment or to reject that moment. We can reject and keep fighting for entire life. The intelligent way of living is accept the moment and do whatever best you can do. So there are people who have lived life so joyously. When we read their life stories, they used to enjoy simplest things in life. Maybe drinking a cup of tea, or just doing a small bit of gardening, or playing with a small kid. They didn't do something, they didn't have a glamorous life, so much of, going here, there, spending huge money and all these things. Simplest things. And they were exuberant and they were joyous in their life. And that happens when you live life. What is living life? Living life is being completely available for whatever you do. Or I can say doing one thing at a time, or I can say giving the best possible attention to whatever you do. It is not about stressing yourself, being just completely available for whatever I do. And that is what mindfulness talks about. And see, we all play different roles in life. Sometimes I'm a parent, sometimes I'm a trainer, sometimes I'm a coach, sometimes all different roles we play. And sometimes we mix that roles, so mindfulness helps us to know my role. As a parent, I have to play a role. As a client, I need to play a role. So sometimes what happens, As a client, I may be having a tough discussion. When I immediately switch my role as a parent, I'm carrying that role. So what happens is, as a parent, I might just burst out with anger because I had a tough discussion just now. What happens when we follow mindfulness is we are just being aware of what roles we need to play. So that mixing of roles will not happen. And what happens is, like, as I told you, the brain has tremendous powers, and we will be able to tap that power only when we are being completely available. And again, going back to neuroscience, like, we have the three forms of brain, like the reptilian brain, the mammal brain, and the neocortex brain. See, still most of us live in that reptilian brain, like the mammal brain. So we don't use the logical brain or the thinking brain or the conscious brain, which helps us to live consciously. Because what is happening, we are always in autopilot mode. Like, we are not taking effort to live consciously. Just take example of eating. Probably my mother would have spent so much of my mother or my wife would have spent so much time in cooking that food. We have that food, we don't even know what we eat. Right? And see, if we eat that with respect, with gratitude, what happens is, one thing, we will not overeat. Second thing is, we are expressing gratitude for the entire nature, the farmer, the person who is responsible for that food. Third thing is, when you eat slowly and consciously, the digestive systems, you will be able to digest better. I'm just giving one example and telling you how mindfulness can change our life. And what happens is, and you will be able to cherish that taste. Like, imagine somebody has spent so much time and effort in preparing that. You don't even know what the taste of that. And so just by bringing mindfulness to simple thing like eating, how life can be so beautiful. And the same thing applies to everything, even the brushing teeth. We may brush, without thinking something, and but when you do it consciously, there's a paradigm shift in life. The quality will increase multifold, whatever we do. And of course, there are so many techniques, practices to bring in mindfulness in life. It is nothing new. See, mindfulness is not something new to all of us. There are people who have lived lives with passion. See, when a person is with mindfulness, he lives with passion because he gets involved in whatever he does. Be it talking, be it working, be it gardening, whatever we do it passionately because we are available completely for whatever we do. As simple as that. And this comes by practice. And of course, if you talk about benefits, there are thousands of benefits. In fact, I don't want to get into too much into it because whatever you do, be it stress, be it your digestive systems, be it your everything has its own intelligence. And the sad fact of our life is that we are not available for life. We are in our own thoughts and emotions, and they are ruining our lives because I think we are all hijacked by our own minds. Today, we don't have control. Even if I ask someone to sit for 10 minutes, enjoy the breathe, enjoy the air, and sit in a beautiful place, he can't sit. He wants cell phone. He wants to talk to someone. He's restless. By nature, he's restless. And there are so many practices in mindfulness where we bring in simple things like, enjoying, observing your breath for a few minutes. Just sitting and observing your breath for 2 minutes can calm down your brain drastically. Imagine you are going for a meeting. You are fully stressed out and you want to go for a meeting. What can you do? Just take 2 minutes time, observe your breath, feel the breath, witness the breath for 2 minutes. You are focused, you are grounded, and you are fully prepared for the meeting. So, like this, there are several techniques in mindfulness, and this can really, really help us. Not only in meetings, even in relationships also. It can be a wonder. Like, in fact, they say there is no conflict in the world. There is no conflict at all. It may look surprising, but that's the reality of life. See, my way of doing things may conflict with your way of doing things. Everyone wants to be happy. Fine. My way may not be agreeable to your way, but when we see that reality, when we understand that reality, we appreciate everyone on earth. That is the beauty of life. That is the beauty of mindfulness. We don't have to cap someone, somebody with skin is different, so color of skin. You don't have to say that he's like this. No, see him as a life. Don't see him as like, as a race, religion, or language, whatever barriers. See everybody as a life. And when you see that life and the way you treat people, the way you respect, the way you give gratitude, everything changes. And that is what mindfulness teaches us, to see, accept life as it is, see the reality, and do what is relevant and what is right at that point of time. I think we all have that intelligence. See, if you want to live a wonderful life, everyone can have wonderful life. The question is, we are not taking time to understand. We're not taking time to practice. See, by birth we are all healthy, isn't it? Like, nature has given us how complex human body is. Still it works fantastically fine. But only thing is, we misuse that. We know that eating too much sweets is bad, smoking is bad, but people still do it. Only thing is just remember it and taking time to practice. See, if you are serious, the question is all about what you really want in life. If you really want to be happy, you can be happy. If you really want to be joyous, you can be joyous. If you really want to be exuberant, ecstatic, you can be. There are systems to practice, and there are spiritual masters. You could go and just sit. Don't even talk to them. Just sit in their presence. You will feel that. You will feel that joy. That I often give that example of one saint in South India. I was there. A lot of people across the globe used to come to him. He never talks. He just sits in silence. Through silence, people used to get. I'm talking about Ramana Maharshi. Swami Ramana Maharshi lived in a place called Tiruvannamalai. A lot of people used to come. He said, the people say in his presence they used to feel that joy, that peace, that answer. They used to get their answers for their questions. So what I'm trying to say is, there are things available today. With technology today, there is wonderful things. Like, imagine you are sitting somewhere and I'm sitting here in Bangalore and I'm talking to you. What you can think of? My parents never thought, could not have this, right?
Yes.
What I'm saying is, there are tools, there are technologies. Only thing is, it's all about what you really want. If you really want to have a great relationship, you can definitely have it. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Only thing, it takes some time to understand, take effort. See, we are fighting with situation. We don't have to fight with situation. Accept what it is. It's absolutely fine. See, imagine for brushing teeth. I'm just giving a very silly example. Look silly, but the reality, I'm telling you, you might take 15 minutes, because that is how I was brought up. I may take 15 minutes. You may take 5 minutes. You might wondering why this fellow is taking 15 minutes. We can have a conflict there. A small thing can become a conflict, source of conflict. But the reality is, mindfulness, what it tells is, accept, okay, you take 15 minutes, fine. But when you talk to me, I have my own philosophy, I have my own theory, I have my own understanding why I take 15 minutes. Probably if you see reality, probably start appreciating, wow, there's a different way of looking at it. We always think, somebody is doing it is not bad. It is bad. See, we always want to fit into our frame. What is the right and wrong? Absolutely, there's no right and wrong in life, right? And what is right for you may not be wrong for others. What is wrong for you may be right for me. That is a different thing. What I'm trying to say is, see, once you start seeing life as life, we always do what is right. We don't have to tell you should not harm others. When I see life in something, I will not harm. Definitely, that intelligence everybody has. And so what I'm saying is, again, there's no conflicts. Like, we all, our ways are different. That is okay. The way someone eats is different. The way I eat is different. The ways are different. Ultimately, we are eating for nourishing ourselves, right? So what I'm saying is, if you see in a very broader perspective, there are no much conflicts, right? Because upbringing is different. Our parents, we are born in different families, our language, our culture, everything has conditioned us. That is why we are like this. But the core of what we are, human beings, we are all like, we are the same life, right? The same life. And if you start seeing that, you will start appreciating everything in life. There's going to be a paradigm shift. And that is what I train in my workshops, where people come from totally different background. And I do for a lot of people across the globe, wherein they have a lot of questions on stress and all these things. I bring in, see, the essence of all religions, I would say, is spirituality. There is something in every religion. and we are missing that. Instead of seeing the core of everything, we are some small things we are discussing, and we are spending time in things which really doesn't matter. What matters to you is what makes you happy. See, I might be working for 12 hours in a day, but end of the day, how do you feel? Do you feel happy about what you do? If you feel happy, wow, you don't need anything. You don't have to have uh, millions of rupees in your bank account to be happy. You can be happy and joyous right now with what you have. It's all about being in the moment. Mindfulness is living in the moment, not living for the moment. People always live for the moment. They think that if I have 10 conditions, I will be happy. That can never happen. All right. And what you say as future, when it comes to you, it comes in the form of present. And what you say as past, you experience in the form of present. In reality, there is only one thing in life. It is called present moment. And if you are not able to live in that present moment, we are not living lives.